Alright, as you can see, we are actually on the road driving and still cooking. I don't know what you guys are seeing there, but I'm driving, so I can't really look at what it is filming. Hopefully you're seeing the rice cooker. I stuck my hand on the power button, you know, the one on the front side of the rice cooker, and it had popped up. What that tells me is it's in warm mode right now, which means the rice cooker is finished cooking. So at this point, what I need to do is take the rice cooker, you know, the little pot there that you see. I need to take it out and put in this other pot, the one with the meat, and that can cook while I'm driving. So this is kind of how I do cooking while I'm driving. You know, I'm kind of cooking, driving, and filming right now, which is probably not the safest thing to do. But I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera because I can't film, cook, drive, and change pots and everything. You know, I'm not an octopus. I only have 2 hands here. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video, and I'm going to go ahead and change out the rice cooker here and replace the rice that's in there, the pot with the rice, and replace it with the one with the meat so that the meat can start cooking. And then after that, I will go ahead and put it back onto hot mode. Alright, it's like a couple minutes, a minute or two later, and I have gone ahead and swapped out the pots. So the pot that's in there right now is the one with the meat, and I flipped the switch up front to high so that it's, you know, cooking at 300 watts, and the rice is in the back. So now I just need to wait and let the hamburger there, I guess we can call it hamburger steak, just to make it sound more appealing instead of just the cheap hamburger patties. You know, you buy the packs of like 10 of them or whatever. I buy it from Aldi's. I think it's like $11 or $12 a pack. But anyhow, that is cooking on its own while I drive. And you know, that's pretty much the plan, is to keep driving and let the food cook, and probably in about 20-30 minutes the hamburger will be cooked. What I might do is open it up halfway through and flip it over, you know, so that both sides of the meat can cook. But think of the rice cooker as like almost like an oven that you're sticking, I mean, not like an oven, like a pot, like a frying pan or a pot that is a cooking oven. So the side that's on the bottom will get a lot of heat, but the top, because the lid is on, it is cooking, it's kind of baking it. So I mean, if I just let it sit, you know, the whole thing would cook, but the bottom would be more cooked than the top. So for something like meat, you're going to want to flip it halfway through. So I might wait a little bit, and then usually when it pops, the whole thing's done. But what I'll do is flip it over and, you know, let it sit on warm or whatever. And once it's done cooking, I will turn off the system by hitting the power. I don't know if it's filming it there, but the power switch, you know, the power strip. When I turn that thing off, the rice cooker goes off, and, you know, the system is shut down, other than I mean, it's still running 120 volts, but I'm not using it, so, you know, I'm not pulling as much power. The only thing that will really be pulling power is the inverter itself. And I don't think I can reach back there and turn it off. I might be able to, but, you know, I don't really want to risk it while I'm driving. This kind of stuff you probably want to do when you're pulled over, but it's okay to drive with the inverter on, you know. It's just that it'll be pulling power for the inverter even though you're not using it. And it really doesn't matter too much because you're driving. And when you're driving, if you have the switch on the side here, you know, the light switch that connected so that it's recharging, you know, you're not really losing power. I mean, you're generating power and you're sending it to the inverter and the house battery. So I think it's a pretty efficient use of generating your own power, and you can use it, you know, while you're driving. I mean, you're driving anyways and making electricity. You might as well use it for cooking. So we will go ahead and pause this camera pause this video, or I might go ahead and just turn it off and then edit it later once the meat is cooked. We'll see. I'll go ahead and try to pause it, but it might shut off, and then show you when the meat is done. I don't know if you noticed the steam coming up from the rice cooker. The steam coming up, that is the meat cooking. So it does get pretty hot. We are cooking. I guess this is 70 miles per hour hamburger steak. Looks like we got some kind of traffic jam up ahead. Meanwhile, the meat is still continuing to cook. You know, instead of flipping it, I'm just going to go ahead and let it cook on its own and wait for the system to pop. You know, the front, you know, it has switches. Oh shit, this truck almost like slammed into me. It's like cutting over into my lane. You know, it's like a jam up here, and some people are still switching lanes, like making sudden movements and shit. Oops. I'd have to censor that. But, you know, people are making all these crazy moves out here, which is making it even more of a jam. You know, because they don't need to, but they think they're going faster by swapping lanes and stuff. All they're doing is causing a potential accident and making it so the traffic goes even slower, because I had to slam on my brakes. And, of course, the car behind me has to slam on their brakes, and you know how that goes. But anyhow, we're going to go ahead and just let it cook without flipping it. And the reason for that is I'm trying to devise like a simplified way of cooking. In the past, I would flip the meat and stuff, but today I'm going to try to let it sit on one side. And when I know that it's, you know, the rice cooker has finished cooking, you know, it's popped up, I'm just going to turn the power off. And then later on, we'll look at the meat, maybe at a rest stop or something, you know, as soon as I can get to one, and see how well it cooked. I'm pretty sure it's going to be cooked. like not rare, not medium rare, but probably more on the side of well done. If you don't want it that well done, you probably want to shut it off, you know, before the system shuts off. I don't know. But I typically have found that with the foods, you know, when I was living in the van full time, when I let it cook completely until the system shuts down, you know, it's well done. And I kind of like stuff well done, just because, you know, at well done, I know the temperature got really hot, and any bacteria or anything like that is probably cooked, dead. So the food is safe to eat. When I was living in the van, you know, I would have stuff like hamburger and other stuff like that I would cook, and I kept it in my van's ice cooler, which I do have one behind me right now. It's not anything fancy. It's just a regular cooler. And it's got frozen water in there, you know, to keep it cool. And I've got food in there. But I would always kind of overcook food, just because I wanted to make sure it was thoroughly cooked. And if there was any contamination or anything like that, the bacteria, whatever, would be dead. And, you know, to me, I always like it like that. Even when I'm not living in a van, except for bacon. I don't know, which is kind of bad, because bacon could have like little worms and stuff like that. So you're supposed to thoroughly cook bacon, which I think I do, but I don't cook it to a crisp. You know how Americans typically like the cooked bacon strip until it's totally dried out and crunchy. I don't like it like that. I kind of like it where it looks cooked, but it's still kind of soft and behaves a little bit like ham. But it's still, you know, bacon. But you can still have the fat. I hope that's cooked enough that it can kill the little worms, whatever, if it has any. Anyhow, I am going to go ahead and sign off, and hopefully we'll be able to look at the results of the food later.